Hey guys, it's Jag. Welcome back to the arcade. Let's get back to just another game, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Last time we finished off Chapter 2 and we unlocked Chapter 3. And we also saw at least part of our old one for the very first time. And some of you who are familiar with voice actresses might have recognized one of her voices as Jennifer Hale. So there's a nice little bit of trivia for you. Let's use chapter page Suspicions of Conspiracy.
From my research, it is apparent that the endeavors of mankind are mere puppetry at the hands of the ancients. Whenever a king vows reform, the ancients move quickly to stifle it. Under the auspices of Emperor Charlemagne the Frank, the new Holy Roman Empire was at the height of its power.
Hanc mit ad dominum et imperatorum nostrum, carolum magnum francum.
Deliver this to our Lord and Emperor Charlemagne the Frank. No one but him must see it. They are words for his eyes only. At once.
Sorcery is this? A spell? I am bewitched. If this was meant for Charlemagne, then what will become of him? I have to warn him of this treachery.
One thing I really enjoy in this game is how some of the chapters start out in the native language and then smoothly translate into English. I really like that effect. Now, what are we doing here, sir? Hello, I'd like to talk to you. Talk? Talk. After Anthony briefly describes his mission, the monk informs him that Charlemagne was last seen in audience with the bishop in the visiting chamber. Okay. Anthony's presence is questioned by the monks, feeling that he has trespassed upon sacred ground. The monk seems rather subdued, perhaps out of respect, or perhaps out of fear. So, I think I did make a mistake in talking about the old gods' alignments. Xel'lotath is aligned with the mind. Xel'lotath is aligned with dimensions, not the spirit. I think I said that Xel'lotath was the mind and Xel'lotath was spirits, and that was wrong. Visibly disturbed with grief and despair, the monk sobs pitifully. He recounts that this is not the only death to have occurred recently and wonders if perhaps the order is being punished for wavering in faith. Interesting. What death? Are they mourning someone? I punch you. The monk cordially greets Anthony. However, he brings grave news of the loss of one of his order, who fell from the tower to his death. His tone is guarded, leaving Anthony wondering if this is indeed the truth. So, it is a little bit difficult in video games to differentiate between, magic and mind in a lot of places, and that's where I kind of made that mistake, but, it happens. Correcting the record is very important. Oh please, don't take that out of context. I just meant in a video game. I just want to entertain, guys. Alright, so let's look around. Muffled voices emanate from inside the bishop's visiting chamber. However, the door is locked, and Anthony will need the bishop's key to enter and gain an audience with Charlemagne. So we can't go in there and warn the emperor as to what's going on. So what can we do? Let's go up here. We can do that. It's interesting to note... Oh, hello. Welcome to a chamber that you will revisit several times. What's the statue? Ilya. So, these statues are the people who have been chosen to fight the darkness, and you will come here to claim the Book of Eternal Darkness from this floor of screaming faces and this hand. Cradled in what appears to be a leathery hand lies a mysterious book. It is bound in human skin and intricately decorated with shrunken bone. It beckons and yearns to be possessed. Should Anthony claim the Tome of Eternal Darkness? Yeah, what could go wrong? There's no rhyme or reason to when you will claim the Tome of Eternal Darkness, but every character who is chosen to fight the darkness will come across it. And the tome is what stores key items and also gives you the ability to use spells when you discover the runes. Can we talk to you? No. What is this? There's something glowing over here. A blue urn rests upon the shelf. We found a blue urn. It's clanky. Is there something inside it? While fumbling around, the urn slips from Anthony's stiff fingers, dashing itself into fragments as it hits the floor. Anthony has picked up a broken blue urn. Yay! But we also found our first magical rune. Runes are the key element in creating spells. By collecting and combining runes in different ways, different spells can be created. Spells are magical incantations that enhance a character's natural abilities. The spell list is an inventory of all the spell information that has been acquired. It will allow the player to select which spells to cast, examine or assign to convenient quick spell buttons. I think there was supposed to be a comma there and it threw me off. Selecting this will allow the player to experiment with rune combinations and discover new spells. This section is an inventory of all the components of magical spells you've acquired. And with this function, the player can review their current alignment of spells to the quick spell buttons. Alright, so we don't have any spells in our list. Anthony does not have enough components to attempt to research spells at this time. But we do have a rune. Can we examine the rune? No? It does not look like we know what that rune is. I believe, now that I'm thinking about it, not only do you need to discover a rune, you have to discover what it's called. And then you can use it to experiment with spells. So since we don't know what the rune is called, we can't use it. Somewhat addled by Anthony's distraction, the monk kindly requests to be left alone. Okay. The monk is hard at work and does not wish to be disturbed. Well, we have what we came for. So now... I'm stuck. There we go. Still don't think we can do anything with this. Yep, nothing has changed. What can we do here? Are there any doors? Anything that we can open? The monk informs Anthony that the order is awaiting the arrival of the bishop so that the funeral rites may begin. There's much grieving to do, since this is not the only recent death among the order. Alright. So the bishop can't lead services because he's talking to Charlemagne. Yeah, Anthony runs out of stamina pretty quick for a messenger. Messenger boy. Nothing over here. I don't think we can open this door. Anthony cannot leave yet. Charlemagne must be warned of the conspiracy against him. Alright. So what can we do? The urn is broken into many fragments. Perhaps it can be repaired, so nothing we can do there. I think I'm going to actually save. Oh, interesting. I did not know. Yeah, we'll save and continue. I did not know that I had a file that was working on its second alignment. That's good to know. So maybe I will show off the third ending. I'll have to look more into that. It has been years since I did anything with this game. I don't even know if I've even touched the second. Ooh, this guy's moved now. Now we can examine this. Anthony reaches out for the medallion, but the monk says it is a venerable artifact required for his research and should not be touched. Okay, so we can't grab that yet. Was there a door here we can go through? Oh, let's examine. No, nothing there we can use. Nothing there. A bewildering array of books and tomes sorted neatly onto a set of shelves. Mostly books of a religious nature, they sit beneath a skein of dust as if no one has touched them. Very odd for a monastery. Yeah, same thing. Especially since these guys are dressed in black, and I can't get around you. I have questions percolating in my mind. Nothing left here. Okay. Oh, I think I might know what I need to do. Maybe. Unless it's a different chapter. Some of my memories are coming back with this game. I can't do anything with you. Nothing here. I can't even get in here. Okay. Can I examine this? Can I examine that? Can I do anything? Okay, I've talked to everybody. What do I do? Not gonna lie, now I'm a little bit stumped. This is what I get for not playing this game for years and years and years. Yeah. Just talk to that guy. I'll talk to you. Visibly disturbed with grief and despair, the monk sobs pitifully. He recounts that this is not the only death to have occurred recently, and wonders if perhaps the order is being punished for wavering in faith. That's a good point. Probably true. Can I talk to you from the other side? No. Very no. Talk to that guy. Talk to that guy. This is kind of frustrating. Okay. Can I get down this pew? Alright, I could get down this pew. I'm smart. This pew is curiously blocked. Like, you can see, but I can't really do anything. The question is, what is the sequence of events that I'm supposed to unlock? Getting the urn was a good start. I definitely had to do that. But the fact that this pew is blocked is raising suspicions for me. I think I know what I have to do in that pew, but triggering it is a different thing. Let's go up and see if I can snag that circle while the monks are distracted. Nope, still won't let me do it. You guys are very frustrating. Okay, you know what? In the interest of time, give me a second, guys. Okay, let's see if I've got the right information, because I would like to progress. Normally I wouldn't do this. I'm only going to do this if I'm really stuck. There we go. A funeral casket made from unfinished wood. It is not properly sealed and could probably be opened. Should he open the casket? Yes. Oh my god, it's a dead body. Who would have guessed?
Work. We should get out of here.
And he's
proven what
missing
we
his
have feared
heart.
the most. This poor man has been the victim of great evil. Look how his body has been defiled, as if something has burst out from inside him. Here, take this for your protection. And find the bishop. He must be informed of this horrible discovery.
Anthony has acquired a Scrimmasox. Let's go ahead and equip that. If I remember right, and I'm afraid that I do, I'm really not gonna like this chapter's enemy, because it kind of sucks. But whatever. Let's yes. We're starting to feel the effects of our spell. And the more it progresses, the less stamina we have. But hey, the monks are gone, so now we can get this. A mysterious gold medallion rests upon the desk. Let's pick it up. Anthony has acquired a circle of power. Circles of power describe the amount of power that a spell will have. The more points within that circle, the stronger the spell will be. So that is a required item also to be able to cast spells. I found out that I was actually wrong. You don't need to identify these runes to be able to use them, but you do need a spell of power. However, we need 3 runes to even begin researching spells, so there's nothing we can do here. Okay. Amongst the tomes and manuscripts, a book brings attention to itself. Oddly pristine on the dusty shelf, it doesn't quite belong. Let's move the book. Secret passage. It's over here. Alright, now we're getting into it. And Zombo has another rune in it. I want to point out something. Zombos disappear in a yellow flash. Yellow was to be the color of an old one that never made it into the game. So it became the color of unaligned zombies and spells like the one that is currently affecting Anthony. That's why you'll see yellow from time to time. This guy is taking a lot of damage, and I just took a big sanity hit. Oh, Anthony, you suck so hard. Alright, that one's dead. Let's finish him quickly. I love this Grimacex finishing animation. Just boop! Oh, you are a big boy. There you go. Now you're a dead boy. Anthony's found a magical rune. Finish him. I love that. Just the flick of the wrist and he's dead. Wish you could throw this sword, but you can't, which is kind of sad. Oh, you are a Zombo. I should probably fight you. You kind of blended in. Notice that Anthony has a little bit more sanity than normal. In addition to different... Yes, I got a torch. That's very good. Different stamina. Every character has different spells, or a different amount of spell damage, health, and sanity. So our little messenger friend has less stamina than Ellie, but he's got more sanity. Probably because of his faith. Grateful for his life, the monk tells Anthony what happened. He was carrying a sacred urn from the baptismal font when he was confronted by the bishop, who was brandishing a large blade and whose eyes burned with an evil fire. Frightened, the monk dropped the urn out of shock and ran. Returning to retrieve the urn, he found only the sword the bishop had left behind. With thanks, he gives the bishop's sword to Anthony. Excellent, we got a better sword. We also have a torch. And we have a rune that we also still cannot identify. But it will be important. I believe that we will be able to identify it in this chapter. You kind of have to look around for the labels. We'll find them. And it's our third rune. Speaking of identifying labels, here's a tablet, or identifying runes. A carved stone tablet lies on the stone floor. Anthony has acquired a magical codex. This will let you identify the names of runes, and you can read it if you look closely enough. Runes cannot be understood without a codex. Without a codex, runes in your possession will remain a mystery. So we have the codex, but we don't have the rune. However, there's the rune right here, and this sword does so much more damage. Come on. Just because he's on a different level, you can hit him. There we go. Now we have a magical rune. And with the codex, we can identify it. Let's finish him real quick. Now, we know what this rune is. Magormor. Item. So now, we could experiment a little bit. Let's try... We have 3 runes and a spell that takes 3 points. And we didn't get anything. So that's not a spell we can use. And our curse progresses a little bit more. Ooh, we're not looking so hot. Also, we're moving differently now. We're a lot slower. We won't be able to run quite as fast for as long. So we're a lot less nimble. It's kind of like we're dying slowly. Let's finish him, Anthony, or not. Don't finish him. If you don't do it quickly, they will die on their own, but you won't get the sanity back. We have another codex. And no, okay, that was just something that faded away. A slab of etched stone sits on the pedestal. Man, I did not read that well. Our next magical codex. And this identifies the wrong button. We now have the Xel'lotath rune. The first rune that you always get will always be the rune that is subordinate to you. But Xel'lotath will let us recover magic. Or do other magic effects. It will let us defend ourselves from Chaturga zombies. You'll see when we do it. But let's pick this up. A red urn sits beside the fountain. And we get a filled red urn. With that, we're going to travel deeper into this monastery next episode, guys. Thanks for coming out and joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Y'all have a great day. Later.